Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Technology. Today I'm doing another computer build, and in this case I'm building a very small computer. This will be another Gigabyte BRIX. I really happen to like the BRIX line. Intel has their NUC line, the next unit of computing, but the reason that I didn't buy a NUC is Intel apparently has this attitude that there is no operating system other than Windows. And I live in a Linux world. Gigabyte could care less, and so from what I understand and from what I've experienced, the BRIXs seem to work quite well with Linux. I haven't bothered to buy a NUC because of those bad reviews that I've seen from other people. So I picked up this one. Now this specifically is a Celeron. Okay, I know, we're groaning already. Why would you get a Celeron BRIX? Well, in this case, I actually wanted to build a very inexpensive computer. So this whole kit that you see here is only, let's see, I think at the time that I bought it, it's about $120 US. What it comes with is the case, and here, let's see, is there something on the back? Probably. So there's the actual computer itself, which is in here. It's got a case, power supply, video card, CPU, networking. It's got wireless networking as well. What it's missing is memory and storage. So you buy the kit and then you pick up the storage that you want. So let's see, I've got some storage. In this case I opted for, whoops, I'm making a mess. This BRIX has space for a 2.5-inch hard drive, so you can put a laptop hard drive in there. And look, this is going to make some noise. I should have done this before starting the camera, of course. What a mess. Well, okay, in case you're curious as to what the hullabaloo, that is the RAM stick that they sent me. One RAM stick, and look at the amount of, good grief. I mean, I appreciate, that it's safe in there, but really. Oh well, I guess it's money well spent, because there's no way that that was getting broken in shipping. There we go. So all that for a SODIMM. One SODIMM. Well, of course, I did have one other thing. I bought a VGA to HDMI adapter. It's not for this computer, it's actually for a different one. Because I have some VGA monitors. The nice thing about this BRIX, though, is it does have a VGA port on it, in addition to an HDMI port. And it's able to output video from both ports simultaneously. So if you wanted to, as inexpensive as this computer is, it can still do multi-monitor stuff. So here, let's see. Again, I probably should have opened this beforehand. But here, I'll see if I can cut this open without cutting myself. So far, I've been lucky enough that I've been able to avoid cutting myself on camera, but it's the first time for everything. Oh, good grief. I love this retail packaging. My gosh, I'm trying to stab through this without cutting myself, but if you're a shoplifter, there's no way. You know what, we're going to pause the camera because I'm going to get this out and I'm not going to cut my fingers off one way or another. I hope. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and fold that up. Safety first. So, getting my memory out here. By the way, since I mentioned how much the kit cost at $120, I thought I'd also mention I spent, this is an 8 gig stick of 1333 204-pin SODIMM memory that's compatible with this. There's only a slot for one memory chip in this box, so I went ahead and with the maximum we can support, which is 8 gigs, and it was also about $50 for the hard drive, which is a 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue. So this entire computer build is $220. That's what attracted me to this little unit, is that I needed an extra PC. And I wanted to make it an inexpensive one because it didn't need to be powerful, it just needed to be a good computer. And so $200.20 sounds like a good price. So see about getting this out. So, you know, get to yank this one out. At least I don't have to worry about cutting myself with that. And so there we have a nice little hard drive. Let's see. Oh, always be sure to ground yourself before doing stuff like this. Static is a real danger. All it takes is a little static to turn this stuff into junk. So go ahead and put those over there, and let's unbox our bricks and see what we get. So this right up here is the actual computer itself. It's not very big. I mean, this is a very tiny little machine. And let's see, I don't think there's much else in the box except for, there's probably a power brick in here, I think. And probably some Windows drivers, which I will not be using, because this machine will only run Linux. There we go. Let's see, what do we have? What is this? Oh, European, or actually it's American. Let's see, some screws. Here's our little power brick, so we can power it up. So I guess it's Gigabyte, yeah, for different, see, United Kingdom, Australia, I assume that's who AU is. Let's see, then Europe. Let's see. Some Windows drivers. You can just download the latest ones, manual in various different languages. Now here's the nice part, is it comes with a VESA mounting plate. So if you wanted to, you could actually bolt this onto the back of a monitor or to a wall. So say for example you had an industrial application in mind where you need a computer to control something. Factories, for example, will have, there's like plotters and other machinery, or even an HVAC system. Something that could benefit from a very small computer. Because in many cases, those systems don't require powerful machines. They just need a PC, which is able to take instructions and keep something running. It doesn't have to be fast or crazy. Okay, so here's our bricks. Ta-da! And so we got this nice little shiny top here, which I believe is also a heatsink. So this ends up dissipating heat for the machine, so it'll get warm to the touch. And we get into it by, we have four little screws here at the bottom, and that will get us into our unit. So let's go ahead and open her up. Because right now it's missing the memory and the storage, which means this machine's not quite ready for prime time just yet. Unfortunately, this is not a magnetically tipped screwdriver. Oh, and of course, I just heard somebody at my doorbell. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, well, Federal Express dropping off the latest thing that I've spent too much money on. This is why cats love me. All the boxes. All right, so got the first screw out. Let's go ahead and get the next one. As you can see, the screws are pretty long, and so once the screw is disengaged, you want to pull it out. Because if you sit there screwing thinking it's going to come out, yeah, you'll be unscrewing it for a very long time. Okay, let's see. Come on, come on. There we go. And our fourth and final screw. All right, so all four screws are out, and now we can go ahead and access the innards of the machine. So I'll just go ahead. Come on. Let go. There we go. This only fits one way, so you want to make sure to remember the orientation. All right, so as we can see, there is a single SODIMM socket in there. And down here on the bottom is where we see our space for the 2.5-inch hard drive. And there should be a cable here someplace. Ah, yes. This is, I believe, yeah, it's actually taped down this masking tape off of here. So this is a SATA data and power supply cable. It's a custom cable that comes with this unit, which is used to plug into the 2.5-inch hard drive. Getting the drive in is pretty easy. It just basically slides into place. And as you can see by these plates here, it's intended to go in this way. So here, let's take it and just slide it right in. And the screw holes line up. So we saw the little bag of screws that came with it, so we can go ahead and screw that into place. Let's see. There we go, bag of screws. Oh, but these screws, these are the VESA screws. Okay, so this is for that back plate. Well, it's not these. Aha! These are the screws for the hard drive. Come on, focus. There we go. So as you can see, these are extremely small screws. They're designed for the 2.5-inch hard drive to anchor it in place. And so in the interest of speed, here, I'll go ahead and just advance it. But like I said, I'll be screwing them into the 4 holes because there's, well, here, it might be easier to see if it's out of it. So here, I'll take it back out. The hard drive has 2 holes on either side, and that's what lines up here. And so these 4 screws are intended to go in there and anchor it. So let's go ahead and I'll, through the magic of editing, we'll advance it. Okay, so we have our hard drive now screwed in. I had some trouble with this, so I was going to go ahead and caution you now. This is a standard screwdriver. This was too big in order to get that in there, plus it's not magnetically tipped. So I had to go find a smaller one, which is magnetically tipped. I can't emphasize how much easier this makes the job with little things like this. Don't worry, I know you probably heard, well, aren't magnets bad for computers? The amount of magnetism that's on the tip of the screwdriver is not enough to cause any problems. So it will hold the screws in place, plus look at where the screws have to go. I mean, down in that teeny little hole, and it's got metal on both sides, so without a magnetic tip, you basically just have to have like perfect aim in order to drop that screw in there. And it's such a tiny screw, it's a misery to get in there without a magnetic tip. So trust me, you want magnets. So now let's see, we'll see about connecting our drive and putting in our SODIMM. So this memory chip, as you can see, is keyed. It only goes one way. And so we can just put it in here. So we just match it up, and as you can see, it just sits there lazily. You know, it doesn't require any force. It's spring-loaded, so I just put it down here, and it clicks right into place. So it's very, very easy to put in the memory. Now I just need to connect the hard drive, and we can close it up and fire this computer up. So, like I said, it's this provides both power and data, and it's keyed, by the way. So you can see these little L shapes that are on there. The small one is power, the big one is data. So it just goes on the back of the hard drive here like so. Let's see, it's just a matter of lining them up and then pressing it in. If it requires any force, you're doing it wrong. So there we go. So it's in there, and now I can just make sure the cord doesn't get pinched by anything. There. And see about, I'm trying not to kink the cord as I put this case back on. Whoops, uh-oh. You see this? This cord decided to pop out here to the side. It would shear right off, and that would basically bring this computer build to a halt because there would be no storage. Here, let's take a look. So I got underneath there, which is where I don't want you to be. So just be careful as you put it in there, because it wants to push itself out of the case where it'll get sheared off, and that'll be the end. There we go. As you can see, the weight of the hard drive drops the case right back in, and if the cord is not in the way, it'll just go into place with no issues. So we just take our 4 screws, put them back in, and they drop right into place. There we go. takes a second for them to catch. Here, let's go ahead and hold this. I just have one light, unfortunately. And it's behind. Maybe eventually I'll get some better lighting here. Now, you may be asking yourself, what good is this computer going to be for? You know, it looks kind of small. It has 500 gigs of storage. This would be just fine as an office computer. You know, spreadsheets, documents, you know, watching things on YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff, a little media, anything except video gaming, you know. And even then, it could probably play some older games. It's just, or anything which is in a retro style that doesn't have a whole lot of 3D graphics, you know. Any real old stuff, anything with two-dimensional graphics, I'm sure it would be able to do those just fine. So it's a general purpose computer. It's not meant to be powerful, it's just meant to be functional. So a nice simple general computer. And like I said, in my case, I've got lots of computers, most of which are big tower units, and I need another computer. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I need it to be small, not take up a lot of room. And the BRIX fits the bill for that perfectly. So here, let's see about getting everything hooked up for it. Let's see. So here is our AC adapter. I was thinking it was going to come with a power brick, but apparently not. So one little AC adapter is good. So here, let's see. Here we go. US. So I'm in the United States. So I want to have the US adapter. So this way Gigabyte can produce just one unit and then ship it everywhere. So see, it has a little button that says push, and that comes off. And so we have these little terminals here. And this slides right on, and there we go. And if I go someplace else, I can always take it right back off again. And so if I travel abroad, and I have all the pieces to plug in wherever I go. You know, that's one other use for this that I think would come in handy. We've all probably been to hotel rooms, and now these days the hotels all come with flat screen TVs that all have HDMI ports. Sure, the hotel would like to sell you really expensive movies and television, but if you bring your own little device and plug into the back of the TV and use it as a monitor and bring a wireless keyboard, presto, you have a machine that you can drag with you. I know, you could bring a laptop, but laptops are going to be much more expensive, you know. This, throw in some luggage, you know, and it'll be nice and easy. All right, so now the fun part. I have to find some place to plug this in. Okay, I found a power source, which here is not a trivial matter. I have so many things plugged in. Sometimes it can be a challenge to find a new place to plug something in. All right, so here's the BRIX, and I don't know if I mentioned it. The BRIX only has 3 USB ports. The one in the front is a USB 3.0, and or at least this model of BRIX. And these two in the back are 2.0, which is perfect for what I'm trying to do, because I need a USB keyboard and mouse. So let's go ahead and plug those in. By the way, this motherboard is in upside down, so the USB symbols, which normally indicate to put things up, have to go down in order to get things to plug in. So be aware of that if you happen to get one of these. Next, let's go ahead and put in the power. And let's see, we need some video, so I've got an HDMI monitor that we can go ahead and plug it into. And then last but not least, we need an operating system. So there we go. And the moment of truth. We fire it up, and let's see what we get. Oh, you know what? I should really turn this light off. There we go. It's alive! And it's ready to install Peppermint Linux. So I'll go ahead and give Peppermint Linux a try. Join me next time here on Joe's technology, and we'll have fun with more PC builds. I'm going to enjoy my new computer here. See you next time.